Vanakkam Vandanam Namaskar. This is Subash Chandra Bose here. Am I live? Am I visible? First of all, this Vanakkam. So, okay, fine. I'll start now. So, we are gonna design a pump body, gear pump body. I support is the title. Is about yeah, gear pump body, and we have got certain dimensions, and I'll be teaching how to design those, how to model those using Fusion. So I'm just clicking a new design, or else you can go here, file, drop down menu, new design. Yeah. So I'm going to create a new sketch. Click sketch. It's a bottom plane. We are going to select the bottom plane, and we are going to start it from a basic shape, which is rectangle. So what is rectangle? I mean, you know what is rectangle is. I'm going to say how to use the different type of rectangles in a CAD in a sketch. It is a center and 3 point and 2 point. We are going to take center and set it up. It is going to have a width of 15 mm, and I'm going to hit tab so that this cursor will shift to this dialog box. Tab. This is going to have 25. Yeah, perfect. And we need four holes, in the four corners. So the four holes should with a dimension of 3 diameter. Boom, 3 diameter, and will have a length. I mean, it will have a distance of 3 mm from all the sides. See, click 3. So the 3 there, and I'm hitting D for dimension, or else you can go modify orders. Where's dimension? Yeah, create D for dimension, click the circle, and this line is going to be 3 mm. Yeah, and this is by what? Yeah. So what the mistake is, it is we are using as a what nature of constraining by itself. No, sometimes it will give constraint by default. So see, this is a horizontal. I mean, this is a coincident constraint, and what I'm going to do to remove this constraint is click on this constraint and just hit delete. Yeah, delete it, and D for dimension again. From this, it's going to be 3 mm. So we are done with the one hole of this on this body, and we need 3 more. So what are we going to do? We are going to recreate the other 3 holes from this scratch. So we are gonna do the same. So here is a tip from my Excel. So you can just mirror it. I mean, you can just put a line in the mid, and you can just use a mirror command and mirror it. But I suggest you to do it manually. So as I was designing, I was into this. I was working with this software for the past 3 years. I think you have that eligible usages. Please use it manually, because I found it more efficient than using a mirror command. Yeah, if let's take, we are going to design a gear. So the gear might have 24 or 12 or 3. I mean, so in that case you can just use in that sense you'll use a pattern. So let's say you're gonna mirror 10 or 20 kind of sketches. It's okay, you can mirror it without no issues. But if there's going to be 2 to 3 sketches at the same time, please do it manually. That will help you in designing it. So this is going to be 3 mm, and I'm giving a dimension of 3 mm, and from here it is going to be 3 mm. Yeah, fine. Oops. And yeah, here's let me check. Yeah, here's a second tip for myself. So what it is, just just you don't use mirror. I mean, you can just use mirror, but still, I'll suggest. Yeah, obviously it's going to be do it manually. My part of suggestions, do it manually. Don't mess it up. And what else? Yeah, it's going to be C again, 3 diameter, and it's going to be 3 mm from this right and 3 mm from the bottom. Yeah, 3 mm. Cool. So what I can, so there's another method to how to use mirror. So just click mirror. Yeah, and use this line. Mirror. Boom. That's it. But there's a what? So there's advantage. I mean, that's advantage, to be honest. So if you're doing manually, you have to just double click on it and change it. So if I just mirrored it, and let's say I want it 4 mm. So yeah, here just watch it. Yeah, 4 mm. So it becomes 4 mm from this side as we change this. So I'm again changing it back. Cool, man. And so we need a slot. What? No, we are not going to use this. We can use this, but I won't prefer this using. This should have a distance of 16 mm, and I won't suggest it. What I'll suggest is use C for circle. Use a circle. It is going. So what they have said is it should have a radius of 4 mm. So the radius should be 4. Then obviously the dia will be the 8 of dia will be 8. I'm just pressing 8, enter. So I want this here. What I'm going to do is coincide constraint. Coincide constraint automatically bring this circle to this line. Boom. Let's see the magic. So this. Perpendicular collinear and so we are just used cone set constraint. So as I said, Fusion has that capability to apply constraints by itself. You don't need to specify that constraint. It does its own algorithm that. So now we are going to make a tangent. So why tangent? I'll show you in a minute. This part should test this part. What in a tangent? So tangent is something. Let's say you have a circle and line tells that outer circumference, the outer profile of that circle. It is called what tangent. Just like kind of what's it? So we will say is Yeah, if you say asteroid, like it touches the atmosphere, right? It touches the atmosphere and goes like, if you, to be logical, if something touches the atmosphere, obviously it will drop inside the earth. But I'm just saying, don't mind me. And I'm giving a uh, so this, yeah, I said it's a bit, and I need a tangent. So what I'm gonna do is I need a start. So I just start with something, a combination of two circles. So obviously this is also going to be 8, and I'm using uh, just a second, and so I'm using, oh my god, yeah, fine. So I'm giving a line. Let's not gonna mention any dimensions. Barely I'm hitting enter. I'm just hitting enter. Let's say here. So what I'm gonna do is hit tangent. I want this to taste this circle, so it is going to be tangent, and so this will, and again I want this circle, this line to taste this line also. So in case I'm giving tangent, so boom, that's it. T for him to delete the unwanted what. Just a minute. So I'm hitting T to return this because we need a slot. Slot T. That's the for T. Oh, we are done. We are done with the basic what basic thing that we need to start a 3D model. So I'm hitting finish sketch, exit from the workspace, and what they mentioned is it should have the thickness of 6 mm. So the 6 mm thickness. So I'm hitting E or create extrude have 6. Cool. So we are just basically we are just made holes. Don't mind. We just made holes here. And what else? We just made holes, and I need this profile. I mean, we just design. We just created. Nah, we just need this profile to be here, and it should have a depth of 3 mm. So if you can ask me how it is possible, Shabazz, it is here. And how do you bring this here? By move? No, it is by extrude. Just click it, boom, yes, and go to the start. So start is basically defines where this profile should start from, and we're just clicking from this object. So from this object what it symbolizes from which object. Let's say I want this. This one. What? See, showing here. So this from this area I want to, and it's going to be minus 3 mm. Yeah, and we have missed a part. Let's go back. I'm gonna this is called timeline. I'm going to double click it, and here they like whatever they asked is they asked us to make a circle with the radius of 1 point, which is 3 mm, and where we are going to apply is where we're going to place this here, which is the center part of this plot. Yeah, it's basically center plot. What? So 3 dia. So what I'm going to do is T for trim, blue, trim. That's it. So see the magic. So yeah, here we are. So they are instructed to make a hole, compact hole in the mid of this place. So basically, a hole in Fusion, a hole should need a reference. Which point? This point, this point, this point. So we need center of this face, but we don't have any reference, right? So we are going to make one. How? Select sketch, select the face. It's very simple. Go to create point. Boom boom. See, Fusion automatically selects. No, wait. This is center point of this, and making a 90-degree right angle line, and I'm gonna have so basically let's see in a logical way. If this is the center, center of the what this rectangle, and somewhere here around this should separate this into halves. Okay, so if we draw a line between, and it should separate it. So instead of sketching a line, we are just gonna figure out the center of this rectangle. How? Fusion has got an indication. What indication, Subash? Yeah, here. So if you go here, see, here's a rectangle. So this indicates that we are in a midpoint. It's a midpoint. See, it's a midpoint. What I'm gonna do is point, midpoint. So here we have done with the reference. I'm gonna create hole. It's gonna be counter hole and simple hole tab type, and it's going to be drill point angle, and I'll let you know the dimensions. The inner dia, the overall diameter of the hole is going to be 5 meter. I see here. These are the reference point, and we have made our own custom reference point. I'm selecting this. This is so this width of this is going to be 5. It's already there, and width of this, the whole thing, from here to here, it's going to be 3 mm, and the width of this thing from here to point B, it's going to be 1 mm, 1.5. Sorry, we have made 2 decimal points, and 3 mm. Yeah, what else? 3 mm, and the length is going to be 3 mm. The width is going to be, I mean, as I said, is this width is 3 mm, and the width of this will be 1.5 mm, and the overall length will be 5 mm. Okay, so I'm gonna just say this. There'll be a little hole. Yeah, perfect. So, little hole. It's a little hole. Oh my god. Click the home button. Okay. So they mentioned there's a, what I say this, there's a what there's a two hole. We haven't designed two hole. So as referring the technical diagram, they have said that there'll be a hole from this side and there'll be a hole in the middle of this slot. So we are gonna design this part first. So this, and I'm going to hit C for a circle again, and it's going to be what? It's going to be 5 mm dia. It's going to be 5 mm dia, and okay, cool. So I'm it's going to be E. So as I said, it's going to be E for extrude, and this is going to be it's going to have the height of this up to this plane. So I'm just clicking. Well, that's it. We made a hole. We made that. See? And Subash, now we need a hole. I mean, a circle in this center point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a stop. Let's not waste our time. I'm going back in the timeline and double click it. Yeah, again see. So here we want like from the midpoint of the circle, and this is going to be what, 5 mm dia, not 5 mm. It's going what, 4 mm dia. Sorry, it's going to be half 4 mm dia. And what I said is it should have the depth of 4.5. So we have already made 3 mm. And if this circle is 4.5, just subtract from this depth. So it's going to be 1. So click. Oh, sorry. To click this, and yeah, then what the heck just happened? Okay. So data. Yeah. So we are gonna exclude it. How we are gonna exclude it? By hitting E. So it's going to be 1.5 mm from this. From this object, it's going to be minus 1.5. Boom. So guys, there's a last thing I have to show you, that we are going to make a radius. For these 4 corners, 4 edges of this rectangle. So what they said is, as per the documentation, they have said it should have the radius of 1. So how we are going to do this? There's 2 ways. So you can just go back to the sketch and do it, or else you can just click fillet, F for fillet, and select all the 4 edges and hit 1. It's going to be 1. Boom, that's it. So we are done with the model. So what else is remaining? If you ask me, so what? And I would say, let's say you're not leave, like, I mean, you are not only the only person who's going to see this or work with this. Let's say you have a friend who's going to, like, let's say you have a friend and you want to show this idea, and you have no knowledge about this CAD system or something related to this. And how will you show him? By using a what a 3D model. It makes sense this. So sending, because people are used to see pictures. So if you want to send pictures of this product, sending screenshot is not appropriate. I mean, it'll look unprofessional. And what I will do is, if I were in that position, I'll just go to design render. So that's a so render. What is this new workspace? So this workspace is basically used to render 3D objects. Fusion has got is integrated C render option. So you can just render that object and can just send it to a friend. I mean, I can send it. I mean, I have an idea. I can just have a look at it and say, oh, wow, what is this? And yeah, so this is a default. Let's say I want this to have a different material. I mean, in sense of appearance. I'm not saying the physical property. We got different option to change the physical property of this body. For like just for the appearance, I'm just clicking over A, which is you can just there's an alternate hotkey A for appearance, and you can just go down and just you where's input, yeah, you can just use yeah, I've already used. So under this option there's a metal, and under the metal I'm just selecting aluminum blue, and it's blue. So it looks nice. No, you lack something. What? I need reflection. That makes sense, right? And so why environmental library? One environmental library determines the lighting of the scene. Let's say okay, I'm just dropping cool slide. Wow, cool light. It's simple, right? So there are two type of rendering. So one you can use render option. It's a cloud render. You can use help of cloud to render images. You can just take it out 4,000 to 4,000 pixels. I mean, you can set aspects for the particular image, but to preview it, or you don't have access to. I mean, in sense you don't have access to internet that time, particular time. You can just use encounter render, which completely uses your GPU for render. Boom, yeah, man, looks nice, right? Whoa, so with cool, cool. So if you like, let's say I'm just taking I mean saving a picture of this and sending this to my friend who has no knowledge about CAD or 3D. He'll understand this. He'll understand by seeing this. And I'm just sending the fore side of the picture and sending. So what if I send this the raw file of the, you won't understand, right? So that is where render comes in. And if you want to show it to your customers, making a real, like let's say we are just symbolizing that yes sir, yo, this is how your product will look in real life. I mean, in real life and either you'll have this finish, you'll have this file, and man, capture images. How will we know when to take a screenshot of this image? So if you see, there's a timeline going, and boom, boom, loading. Right? So if we let's say select final, so this when it comes to here, then it will automatically stop by itself. So what we can do is we can just capture the image and click it, and there'll be a dialog box opening here, and you can maybe you can change nothing here because it is a preset one, and you can set OK, and it will open up save to my computer. Click and save it. I'm just giving a cancel. Let's wait. So I'm just waiting for it to get rendered. So it's going to be rendered. Let's see, it's going and it's rendering. Let's see how long it will take. The It's going insane rendering. Oh man, stop it. Let's stop it here. And I'm just giving a okay button image. Okay, so render this out. And you can just use this. You can either save it in a cloud, or you can save it in a. I'm going to save it in my local. D. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay, fine. So I'm done with rendering. So what else? We can do we can manufacture. We can use CNC. You can generate CNC codes. You can use documentation. You can use simulate and you'll get to know how it performs in real life scenarios under pressure and circumference. And we can animate this. We can render design. Yeah, guys, that's it for this tutorial.